Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do these DIY Dollar Tree mason jar lanterns. We're going to use some jute cord. They have it available at Walmart or the Dollar Tree. And we're going to use some recycled jars, pasta jars, salsa jars, and any mason jars you may have you can use as well. First thing I want to show you guys really quick is how I remove labels from jars. I just love to just sit and soak in some warm water, and you can do this with more than one at a time. And then I like to throw my dish rag over it and just let it sit under the dish rag for anywhere from like an hour to overnight and it just peels right off. Every once in a while you are left with the glue residue. So now we just take some rubbing alcohol. I have swabs, but you can use rubbing alcohol and paper towels. And we're just going to work on the glue. Basically, you just let the rubbing alcohol soak in, and you're able to scrub away any of the glue. So we'll jump ahead, and you can see how clean it comes after a while, because it does take a bit. I just get my jars, and I sit in front of the TV, and I go to town. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some jute, and we're going to make braids to hang. If you guys have seen my DIY floral headband video, you've already seen me make braids with jute, but this one is going to be a 3-strand braid. So how I always find the thirds is I start with one end, and then I grab the center around my middle finger. I keep one end between my thumb and index. I grab another piece of the jute along the way with my middle finger, and then I grab the other end the exact same way. And when you continue to pull, what it does is it evenly distributes the string into thirds. This is just my little tip for you guys. This is how I get thirds of everything, to believe it or not. So, and then what you do is you just snip all of the loops, so you have 3 equal pieces. All right. And so I tied one end. You don't have to cut both loops right away if you don't want to, but I tied one end. And I'm just going to use the jar to weigh down the end. You can tape it to the table, depends on how hard you want to pull. When we were making headband crowns for the shower, Emily hung it from a cabinet knob. She didn't trim the loop yet, and she hung it from the cabinet knob so she can make the braid. And then you're just going to make a braid. If you've never made a braid before, I will totally teach you how to do it. It's just, I think it's a skill that most of us learn when we're very little. And you just go to town, and it's the one thing that I didn't talk about when we were cutting the string was how long to make it, because it really does depend personally on how long of a handle you want. Because jute is so thin, I would only add like 1 extra inch. If you wanted a 10-inch handle, I would cut I would make it like 11 inches with the braid, and then you want to triple that, so that would be like 33-inch string, okay, that you're going to cut in thirds, or 3 11-inch strings. And then you just go ahead and continue to braid. Then you want to go ahead and knot the other end. All right, now we're going to take our jar, and the one thing I didn't mention in the beginning is you need hot glue. Or any kind of glue, really. If you use not hot glue, you just have to give it some drying time, but hot glue works perfect. You put a little in the jar and you start wrapping. Again, we've done this before in the Americana lanterns with the napkins. So you're just going to wrap a whole bunch of times, and you make it look as pretty as you want. I like to glue the top rim so that the jute doesn't come off. See, I'm just going to go around along the way. So it's sort of to seal the threads of the jar do help the jute not slide up, but that extra at the top makes me feel more secure. And these aren't going to be, you could put water and flowers in them, which is some of what we did, and the weight held great. There was water and sunflowers in them, so the weight was great. And but still, it just gives me more confidence, but usually we just put tea light candles in them, or candles actually. If you do use a flame candle, try to keep your lantern handle long, for obvious reasons. All right, so then you're just going to go ahead and cut it off. Now I'm going to give a big dollop of glue. I, in particular, and I wanted to make sure the seam of the jar was along the side, so that's where I decided to put the glue, just for aesthetic reasons. And then you're just going to glue the knot down to the jute, and you're just going to hold it for a few seconds because it does make a difference. And the knot sort of has a flat side, so I like to try to glue the flat side down to the jar. And then I just go straight across from where that one was, and you glue the other one. And honestly, guys, this is one of those projects where you're like, really? Did you have to do a tutorial? But people ask, so. And we're going to use these jars in an upcoming tutorial as well. So this is sort of going to be the part one. This is the beginning part, how to make the jars, okay? So later we're going to turn these jars also into a chandelier. So we have the effect of having jars all over and them turned into a chandelier. And again, for more money, or if you have mason jars laying around, this is so cute with mason jars. I actually did one with an old mason jar too, so you could see that. All right, and it's really that simple. When we were making these, we decided to make the hangers of varying heights, so all different sizes, and there you have it. All right, so you can see how sturdy it is in just a few seconds, and here is all of that we made. Okay, so I hope you really like this tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned for part 2 where we make the chandelier. And as always, take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.